So it looks like Chrisean is done with Blueface for good because she just took to social media to throw the mother of all shade at him and his mama. Go ahead, usually 15 seconds of fame right now, it's cool. What Ashari are you talking about? Chrisean just gave birth to their son a couple of days ago, but it looks like the relationship with Blueface is done for good. She just exposed him and his mama for being hella weird and made it clear she is never taking him back. I mean, is she planning to never let Blueface see their son?
He trying to base at me because I put everybody on blast. So he trying to pull off.
So it looks like our girl Chrisean has finally seen the light because she just threw the mother of all shade toward Blueface and his mom. Now, Chrisean recently gave birth to her and Blueface's son, and when I tell y'all there has been a whole lot of drama and chaos between them, you better believe it. It's not really surprising, though, that things are messy between them, because they are known for having a very messy and tumultuous relationship. It's been like that from the very start. They have always been like that. They've been known to put hands on each other in public and get into messy arguments that lead to a whole lot of chaos and destruction. Fans have been begging Chrisean to dump Blueface because it's obvious as hell that he low-key hates her and doesn't want her to be great. But then Chrisean announced her pregnancy earlier this year, and people thought Blueface would eventually start treating her better because she was carrying their child. Fans believed Blueface would finally get it together and try to be better to Chrisean, but the reverse was the case. He started treating her even worse when she got pregnant. He threw shots at her every day after she announced the pregnancy, saying, "To answer y'all's questions, yes, me and Rock are officially done. It's strictly business. I tried it, and clearly it wasn't giving." Before she announced she's pregnant with somebody else's child, not mine, Rock has had encounters with 10 different men in the last year. Until I see a DNA test, it's not mine. This was absolutely trifling, but Blueface made it clear that he didn't want the baby and was putting pressure on Chrisean to get rid of the pregnancy. But she didn't want to get rid of it because she wanted the baby. From then on, Blueface started attacking her every time she posted about how she was looking forward to meeting her baby and sharing her pregnancy journey. There was a time she made a post on Instagram saying, "When I saw the face of what was growing inside of me, I had to pray the fear away of being a mommy. I instantly fell in love when I saw the face and heard the heartbeat. The bad thoughts like I effed up, but I had to separate my heartbreak from the biggest thing that I prayed for in the beginning." Blueface then decided to mess things up by posting a screenshot of a private conversation he had with her where he said, "I'm gonna be a cheater forever. I'm not even gonna hide it, for real. Getting rid of it will give you a chance to be your own person. A baby will make us stuck, and you don't want to be stuck with somebody like me, considering the way I already feel about you." It was a very sad situation, and people were wondering why on earth Chrisean didn't just leave because she was treated so badly. We can't even take a deep dive into all the things Blueface did to Chrisean while she was pregnant. He was basically throwing his baby mama Jaden in Chrisean's face, making it clear that he would not be present in Chrisean and her baby's life. It turns out there was an important reason that Chrisean wouldn't leave Blueface, even with how he treated her. But we're gonna get to that part in a little bit. A couple of months ago, Chrisean went live on Instagram to reveal that she was dumping Blueface for good, and no longer wanted to be associated with him. She revealed that she had a wake-up call when he threatened to kick her in the stomach so hard that she would bleed for days, knowing fully well how dangerous that would be for her and her baby.
Schoolyard crip, look at in his eyes. Like, you don't think I'll kick you and kick you in your stomach and you be for months? Like, then he took my phone, made sure I wasn't recording and none of that. Like, all right, long story short, right? I try to get up. He like make one more step to the door. I'm up. Like, yo was like psychopathically weird.
This was when the light bulbs finally went off for her in her head, and she realized how messed up her situation was. She realized that Blueface must really hate her, because it takes a lot of hate to threaten the mother of your child with something like that. She made up her mind right then and there to leave him for good, because she had to protect herself and her baby. But she couldn't leave, because he controlled all of her money.
That's $60,000 a weekend. Plus the $200,000 we make together because I ended up putting my checks combined when we did. And then for me to have not $1 in control in my name on purpose. So when you do make those threats, when you do get all like that, you just know my back against the wall, yo. It's hard to leave something that you worked hard for. Like, not finna leave a couple M's or that I know that's to my name.
Really didn't have any access to her own funds. So it turns out that the real reason Chrisean has been sticking with Blueface is that, well, she is simply stuck. In addition to the physical abuse, he has also been abusing her financially because he just won't let her have access to her own money. This kind of explains why she keeps going back to him, no matter how much he embarrasses her. It was so bad that at one point, she had to have Zeus the network running her reality TV show Baddies pay him her money. Blueface had the network tie their paychecks together so they would pay him directly. He also controls the money she gets from club appearances and similar gigs. Well, Chrisean finally made up her mind to leave. And if y'all think she was bluffing like she has been doing this whole time, she wasn't. She went to the network and had them separate her checks from his. She started taking charge of her own money and keeping it away. When Blueface found out about this, he lost his cool and threw her out, but she was already prepared and she landed on her feet.
Boom, my already packed in the house. He just had somebody to put it outside. Boom, I said, F it. Boom. Moved into this expensive ass crib, yo. Yeah, you could call it an Airbnb, but who the f really paying $30,000 a month? Me. These steps that I'm taking to be okay, to be all right, to be safe, to be just in my skin, like all right.
She had been planning things out. She has been thriving since she left him, and she seems to be in a much better place now.
In my head, like it was weird. Like I was like, ooh, I'm done with you. I just need to work on separating everything before I be asked out. So when he tried to leave me asked out, the process was already started. Already made over $200,000. Then I'm like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm gonna leave everything and not look back for real.
It's been refreshing to see this calmer and more mature side of her, and fans are loving it. She eventually went into labor a couple of days later, and she decided to take the fans along on the childbirth, so she went live on Instagram.interview. Now, the first thing that people noticed was that Blueface was not in the room with her as the father of the baby. But luckily for her, she had a strong support system who was there with her every step of the way while she was in labor. Blueface chose to be disrespectful by posting pictures of himself and his baby mama, Jiden. But he didn't stop there. He then posted a video of himself partying and living it up in Miami. Another day, and then his mom decided to chase clout on social media, posting, "I'm coming, Rock. Call me if you're really in labor." I had a dream she went running down the street trying to get him to come. Then I was talking to like 8 of her family members. We was praying, "Lord, what you got going on?" But he did not come yet. Listen, not her exposing her son for being a deadbeat. But if y'all thought that she felt any kind of compassion for Chrisean, she didn't, because she then went live to shame Chrisean for having a baby with Blueface and defended him for not being there.
Big girl panties and realized we slept with a dude that already had a ready-made family, and he can't come over here and play like this, because that would destroy his foundation over there. So he can't come over here and play house with
Blueface also tweeted, "Social. Media is all entertainment for me, guys. Nothing I say or do has anything to do with Rock. I broke up with her 3 months ago. I'm with someone else now. I've been posting my baby mama nonstop for 3 months now. I'm all about Jaden now. Please keep me and Rock out of the same conversation. Respect my baby mama." Well, Chrisean gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and the look on her face shows that she is crazy in love with her child already. "You want to see how big his hand is?" She then clapped back at him and his mom, saying, "I simply ain't invite him. I went to my city to have my child. None of you weird people are gonna be around my son. I'm all he's got. I'ma do everything I can to protect him from hate and jealousy or anything. His name is Christian, and he will be loved and respected." She also posted, "I can't wait to reveal the leveling up the new everything. I can't wait to fly back to LA after healing and moving into my new home. I'm pressing play on new beginnings, new music, and movies. I'm just beyond grateful. So it looks like she has really finally removed herself from that messy situation, and people are here for it. They have been leaving comments saying stuff like, "Honestly, Blueface didn't deserve to be in the room with Chrisean while she was giving birth. Nobody needs that nasty, negative energy around a beautiful experience." Blueface is only publicly confessing his love for his baby mama and showering her with gifts because Chrisean is healing and moving on a true narcissist tactic, gaslighting one while trying to induce jealousy on the other. Chrisean Rock has given birth surrounded by her family, and I'm just praying motherhood helps her heal from Blueface and all the trauma attached. And if that dumpling says baby mom too, cause she's an idiot. But it looks like Chrisean is finally healing, and I'm here for it. In the meantime, I want to know what y'all think about this messy situation. Do you think she was right to protect her peace from Blueface? Or do you think Blueface should have been in the room? Let me know what y'all think, and I will see you in the next video. So, Crone just showed up at a church event with her almost 2-year-old son in her arms, and people couldn't help but notice that Crone Jr. hasn't made much progress since she decided to keep him off social media. A lot of people have been concerned about his health, but Crone has been in denial about his needs, and was confident that his problems would just fade away as time went on. She could not have been more wrong, y'all. A doctor who saw his video going live on X just confirmed what most people have been speculating all along, that Junior may never be able to speak unless they seek serious help to address his developmental delays. And if that wasn't enough, Blueface's mom also added insult to injury by saying that Crone is to blame for her son being this way. People have been side-eyeing the situation ever since Crone officially introduced him to the world, when she streamed her birth live on IG. After months of being away, she came back gushing about how perfect he was in every way, but people weren't really seeing any of that. The baby had no head movement, no hand or eye coordination, but what really set people off was when they heard him cry. He was screeching like a cat, and Crone was trying so hard to make it seem as though everything was fine. When Crone showed up on a live stream to defend getting a tattoo of Blueface on her face, her son immediately started crying in the background, and people couldn't help but notice that something just sounded and felt off. When she posted another video feeding him, fans also pointed out that he didn't really react to the food or the spoon until it was close enough to him. And he was already, at that point, 8 months old. What 8-month-old sees food and doesn't want to grab it? Why didn't he have the typical reaction that most babies have when food is in their vicinity? People were all up in her comments, saying how her drinking and smoking while she was carrying him led to his condition. One person even wrote, "Chrisean Rock is in denial when it comes to Junior. He isn't reaching milestones. He should have enough strength to support his head and chest while lying on his tummy. He also doesn't coo or smile." When Crone saw the comment, she wasn't having any of it. She snapped at people and claimed that it was just haters trying to make something out of nothing. Now, people were out here claiming that what Crone Jr. was dealing with was Chrisean, which is a genetic defect and has nothing to do with the smoking or drinking Crone was doing. There was another person who commented, saying that those milestones people are referring to were just made up to suit a parent's ego, rather than actually celebrating the growth of a child. But how does that make any sense? Yes, seeing your child achieve certain milestones makes you happy, but y'all do know how much effort it takes to bring a child into the world and then raise them, right? These benchmarks give everyone a sense of where their kids are. If your child isn't achieving certain things around the age they are expected to, then parents can easily identify developmental delays and address them. According to doctors who chimed in online, Crone's son had all the physical characteristics of fetal alcohol syndrome, small eyes with folds in the corners, extra large low-set ears, a flat midface, and a small head. The high-pitched crying could be caused by Chrisean, but it could also happen because of alcohol withdrawals in infants. People have also noticed that when photos are taken of him, his pupils reflect back as white instead of red, which could potentially mean there's something wrong with his sight. But Crone really didn't care, and she's asked people to stop trying to diagnose her child. She claimed that she took him to the doctor and nothing is wrong with him. She was literally documenting every minute of her child's life, and if there was a time she took him to a doctor's office and nothing was wrong, she would have definitely posted it to prove her haters wrong. But Blueface, who, might I add, is just as much of a lazy parent as Crosh criticized her for pushing back their son's hernia surgery, because she claimed she had other things to do until it got worse. It was only after Blueface's rant that she took Junior to get the surgery done and immediately made a post talking about how fast he was recovering. When he was almost a year old, Chrisean posted a video of her son trying to walk as a way to beat the allegations that he wasn't making any progress. But all that did was prove the point that everyone's been trying to make. We had never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything that a typical 1-year-old child is supposed to be doing at this point. People started bashing her for only wanting a child so that she could remain attached to Blueface. Her ex-best friend Janet also stoked the fires and hinted that Crow is in serious denial about Junior needing help. And with all of the backlash, Crone finally decided to stop posting him as much on social media and raise him out of the public eye. I think we all can agree that that was the single smartest decision she's made in a long time. But when she brought her son to church to debut her new song Yahweh, people were shocked to see that nothing much had changed with him. He's at an age where kids are so curious about their environment, and he was there doing nothing. Keep in mind, he's almost 2 years old now. People are not upset because of his disability. What makes people so infuriated is the fact that he is a victim of his environment. Unfortunately, he was born into a situation where all we saw his parents do were a lot of toxic, unconventional, immature things that led to an unplanned pregnancy for 2 people who initially didn't even want the baby. How many times did we see Cash online threatening to get an abortion and not properly taking care of herself while she was pregnant? The fact that she's still in denial and won't do more to help her son really speaks to the immaturity and unfortunate circumstances that their son was born into. And it doesn't help that Blue's mother, Clarissa,